In the beginning, nothing existed. The universe consisted of a great chaotic ocean, and from this primordial chaos, a huge pyramidal mountain emerged, together with a lotus flower. When it blossomed into this world, the god Ra came to light. Ra alone generated the first generation of gods, born of Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of rain. The universe was filled with an immense mass of primordial waters, and Shu and Tefnut dived into the waters to explore its immensity. Ra became distressed when he realized that his children were not returning, and fearing that they would never come back, he sent his best messenger to find them. The messenger safely returned, and Ra's joy was so great that tears flowed from his eyes. From these tears, the gods Geb, the god of the earth, and Nut, the goddess of the sky, were created. Heaven and earth came into being, and Ra was given the title of the first pharaoh, the supreme ruler of the universe. Ra, the present god of Egypt, was accompanied by several sacred animals such as the ox, the lion, and the crocodile. His greatest creation was the river Nile, and around its banks, mankind would build a civilization in glory to the gods. However, Ra foresaw that his grandchildren would bring forth a new generation of gods that would threaten his reign. To prevent this, Ra forbade heaven and earth from having offspring, but Geb and Nut disobeyed Ra, giving rise to powerful descendants. Among the new gods were Osiris and Seth. Together they dethroned Ra, and Osiris began to reign as the new supreme god. Yet his brother Seth was eager to take power for himself, and thus began the saga of divine rivalry. After Ra's establishment, Osiris reigned as a deity who gave rise to the Egyptian world. Osiris married his sister, Isis, and their reign brought great prosperity. Osiris taught humanity agriculture, brewing, and how to make bread, instituting laws that brought order where chaos had reigned. Egyptian civilization flourished under their leadership. However, Seth, Osiris's ambitious and envious brother, ruled over the arid desert lands and resented Osiris's fertile and prosperous kingdom. Seth devised a plan to overthrow Osiris and take his throne. Seth's opportunity came during a grand feast in his honor. He presented a beautiful coffin and declared he would give it to whoever fit into it perfectly. Osiris, intrigued, tried the coffin, and as soon as he lay in it, Seth sealed it shut, drowning Osiris in the Nile. Isis mourned deeply for her beloved husband, and her tears gave rise to the traditional farewell rites. With the help of her sister Nephthys, she searched for Osiris's body. Isis eventually found Osiris's body, but had to hide it from Seth, who discovered the body, cut it into 42 pieces, and scattered them across Egypt. With the help of Anubis, the god of embalming, Isis retrieved and reassembled Osiris's body. Through her divine powers, Isis resurrected her husband, but Osiris could no longer rule the world of the living. He became the god of the afterlife, where he judged the spirits of those who entered the underworld. Before departing the world of the living, Osiris fathered a son with Isis, named Horus. Horus vowed to overthrow Seth and reclaim his father's throne. Seth, having murdered Osiris and usurped the throne, ruled with terror. Horus, a falcon god, was prophesied to bring Egypt back to the light, ending the darkness brought by Seth. When Horus came of age, he sought to reclaim his rightful throne from Seth. The dispute between Horus and Seth was taken to be judged by the divine court, presided over by Ra. A series of contests ensued between Horus and Seth, with each attempting to prove their worthiness for the throne. In one contest, the two gods transformed into hippopotamuses and submerged themselves in the Nile for 3 months. Horus relied on his mother, Isis, for help. Seth, vulnerable, was nearly killed by Isis, but Seth's friends pitied him and spared his life. The rivalry between Horus and Seth lasted for many years. Seth attempted to humiliate Horus, and during a festival in his palace, tried to abuse him to make him unworthy of the throne. However, Horus defended himself and plotted revenge. With the help of Isis, Horus managed to poison Seth by offering him contaminated lettuce. Seth's body deteriorated, and a glowing disc emerged from his forehead, which Horus took and placed upon his own head. After 80 years of conflict, the court of the gods finally awarded Horus the throne, deeming him the rightful ruler of Egypt. Ra and Osiris looked on with pride as their son took his place as pharaoh. Horus's reign brought peace and prosperity to Egypt, and from his lineage came all the future pharaohs. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, played a key role in this mythology, particularly in the afterlife. One of the oldest Egyptian deities, Anubis's role evolved over time. He was originally the god of the dead and the underworld, but this role was later passed to Osiris. Anubis remained the protector of tombs and cemeteries, ensuring the safety of those traveling to the afterlife. He assisted in the embalming process and weighed the hearts of the deceased against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth. If the heart was heavier, it was devoured by the demon Ammit. If it was lighter, the soul entered the afterlife. During the Greek and Roman periods, Anubis was associated with Hermes, as both gods led souls to the underworld. Bastet, the cat goddess, also held significant importance in Egyptian mythology. Represented as a woman with the head of a cat, she was linked to the sun and later to the moon, offering protection to households and symbolizing fertility and motherhood. Thoth, the god of wisdom, was another highly revered deity. Represented as a man with the head of an ibis or a baboon, he was credited with the invention of writing and served as the protector of scribes. Thoth was also a lunar god, responsible for measuring time and creating the Egyptian calendar. During the Greek period, Thoth was equated with Hermes, and his cult flourished in Hermopolis, home to the largest library in ancient Egypt. Even in modern times, Thoth is remembered as the god who illuminated the path of knowledge and truth.